Hi, I'm David Furr. I'm the co-creator and the writer for Mobster Graveyard. Mobster Graveyard is a title that came out by Anarch Press this last Wednesday, October the 3rd. It's the first of 5 issues. Wednesday was actually kind of a big surprise for me, to tell you the truth. What was the big surprise? So the big surprise is that Shannon and I came up with the idea of launching this as a Kickstarter last year. We actually had the first issue drawn in 2014 as sort of a standalone issue that might lead into a series. And we at the time just sold it at conventions. We actually had a Comic Palooza. For those of you who don't know Comic Palooza, it's a large show in Houston, but we had an exclusive cover made for it and sold it there. So last year we decided to go ahead and do a Kickstarter. At that point, after showing off the first issue, we decided, hey, let's go ahead and try this for at least a mini series. So we did the Kickstarter for it. We met goal. The Kickstarter reception was good in the sense that the people who took interest in it and participated in it were quite pleased with the product. We did just reach goal. It was not when our goal was pretty modest. We didn't really set for anything high. So wasn't really sure the long-term viability of the project was going to be commercially, but we showed it to Anarch Press this year, and they're like, okay, yeah, we think this is worth. So we listed it. It was set for release at the end of September and beginning of October. Pre-orders came in actually pretty low. We were a little disappointed in that. And I was starting to think, well, I have faith that it's a good product. So I'm proud of the work that, myself, that Shannon, that Ryan put into it. But I was kind of wondering just, being a small press, title, we're thinking like, okay, for small press, maybe the commercial pill just isn't really there. So Wednesday, I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, well, you know what, we'll do this series, and then we'll just kind of move on. And then Wednesday, when it hits the stands, I start getting some messages from some folks about like some reviews it's gotten, and I start to realize that the comic books sold out like within the first hour of hitting the shelves. Now, I'm not saying every store in America did, but can't find it. I live in Dallas, and I can't find it anywhere around here. They're all sold out. Even the comic store I go to normally, Titans Comics, they like AP, so they carry a lot of their stuff, and they actually ordered some extra copies, and they said that it had sold out very quickly. And we look around at like some of the major online stores, like excuse me, Midtown Comics, mycomicshop.com, which is my favorite, and some of the other big stores, they were all sold out online. I mean, you just couldn't find it anywhere. eBay, it started going for, and this is like the day it hit the shelves, people were buying it for between $10 plus shipping to as high as almost $30. And keep in mind the cover price is $3.99. It's a standard comic, 24 pages. So like the day it hits the shelves, and when a couple of reviews start coming in of the book, and people are like, this is a great book. So I was quite floored. I was not really expecting to, based on the pre-orders, that this would really grab people. So I'm really excited about that. I'm hoping that people will like the rest of the series. I believe the reason we're seeing this interest in Mobster Graveyard actually has to do with another title entirely by Anarch Press, and that is this comic book called Rags. Now, if you're not familiar with Rags is a zombie apocalypse story that was kick-started, I think, late last year or early this year, and then AP picked up the first issue. It's a 7-issue miniseries. The pre-orders for Rags were decent. They were decent. They're not bad at all. But it turned out that once it hit the shelves, people were like, this is an awesome book. It's, I don't know if the people are thinking it's the next Walking Dead or what, but I mean, on eBay, the book starts selling for $20, $30. Now it's up to like $70 for a copy of the first issue. And they also did a rare variant, a virgin variant, as I recall, and that's selling for, I think I've seen it go as high as like $250, and this book's only been out for a few weeks. So Rags is zombie apocalypse, but it's the sex appeal is the real angle of it, because the main protagonist is this hot redhead running around with a machine gun and like barely any clothes and some sort of zombie apocalypse. So that, the success of that has caused people to want to take another look at AP and say, hey, what other books are they putting out here? So thanks to the team for Rags for, helping put us on the map in a way. Of course, we don't have any association with Rags other than we were both printed by AP. Rags and Mobster Graveyard are both creator-owned titles. They're independent, their own set in their own universes. So Mobster Graveyard, what is Mobster Graveyard if you have no idea what I'm talking about? So again, I mentioned it's a 5-issue miniseries. It is set in 1920s Chicago. The idea is we wanted to come up with a story that wasn't really a zombie story as such. Yeah, there are some zombies in it. But we wanted to create like a monster story, like a monster mystery story. So the story focuses on two detectives that they think they've gotten a hot tip that's going to lead them to bringing down the Capone mob. But what they find actually is a warehouse that they raid it thinking that they're going to find like they got all this liquor stored up. But they find some strange green ooze. And when Capone's men catch them trying to raid their warehouse, they all morph into monsters and attack the detectives. Starting with issue 2, it's going to take a closer look at what the mob is doing with monsters. The rest of the series is going to focus also on vampires too, because we want to show we're not just a one horse thing. We're not just a zombie universe. We like to, again, this plays with a supernatural idea and the idea of a supernatural mystery. Anyway, thanks for listening. I hope you'll check it out. I would say right now, as I'm doing this video, AP's website, which is, let's see, do I have it for me? Yes. If you'll go to antarctic-press.shopify.com, you can find a copy of Mobster Graveyard still for cover price plus shipping. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for listening. Bye.